really helped my forearms. It saved my forearms. It is the theme and variation stretch because basically the bottom line is all of your weight ends up on your wrists and your forearms. There are two different stretches. They are in the same family, but they're different from each other. So one is called the crow and one is called the firefly. The crow requires that you have an incredible amount of balance so you don't fall on your head. And the firefly requires that you have the balance. You usually won't fall on your head, but you may not be flexible enough to get into the firefly. So here's the crow, which does not require quite as much flexibility. Does require balance. So I have these yoga blocks here, and really I just reach for them because they're what I have here in the moment. I would use either a crash mat or a pillow if I was unsure about this. I think when I first started I might have used a pillow. Anyway, put your hands down in between your legs from a squat position. So you're in a squat position, open your legs, place your hands onto your mat. Roll your knees up onto your arms, right up under your shoulders. Rock up onto your hands, and when you are ready, bring one foot up and then the other and balance. Now you can see why I have these. I don't know why, what it is. Anyway, as you can see, I've got my blocks here. They won't really do anything except maybe catch me, and I won't fall all the way onto my head. I'll fall onto the block on my head. But no, I've been doing this long enough, I shouldn't fall. So anyway, it is easiest to go one foot than the other. This is not a very detailed tutorial on the crow, so get a real yogi if you have trouble with it, if this isn't enough. This is just to show you what I like to do. Like at the very end when I used to teach classes, at the very end I would do these 4 or 5, maybe 6 basic stretches to make sure that people didn't leave their pole session cold with no cool down and no conditioning or anything. So here goes the firefly. I like to start it from the floor, though you can start it from a standing position and lower into it. I don't get as much balance when I do that. Open wide, stick the arms up underneath the knees. So basically I'm hooking my knees and I'm making sure that my elbows kind of stick out the other side. Though I actually can't see if my elbows are really sticking out the other side, I just kind of hope they are. This is why it requires that flexibility. You have to at the very least be able to do this part. I like to rock up on, and if you can't, rock up and just hook and then just push your bum up in the air, after you've hooked your legs, you can still rock onto your feet and then lift them. Or if you have the ability to just place your hands down, lean forward and push your hands into the mat, bringing your feet up into the air. Try and straighten those knees as much as you can. This is great for strengthening your forearms for when you're doing spins on the pole and you've had that torque on your forearms and they're killing you. This is the best for strengthening your forearms. This one or the crow. If you really don't have the balance for either the crow or the firefly, go ahead and take it back into the plank and kind of rock it forward a little bit so you're more on those wrists than you want to be, as opposed to a plank back here, or even back here, or even above, with the elbow and the shoulder and the wrist directly in alignment. Walk it forward a little bit so you really start to feel that on your forearm and wrist. So that'll be a little bit of a variation to get you that strengthening effect if you can't do the crow or the firefly.